Testing one, testing two. Is it working? Dang. So, bitch. All right. I guess it's working. Is it working? Oh, it is. Well, no, wait. What's not working? What's not working is my sound. Okay. Right. All right, here we go. Oh, hello, boss and Jackal. May Kale bring. Oh, colleague. May Kale bring thy whiteboards. Yes, you should bring your whiteboards to every session of the live stream to take notes and notes and notes and notes. Okay, my coffee is ready. My equipment is working again now that I've turned it on. And yeah, look at here. The confessors are the nemesis of the Inquisition. We need an Inquisitor class. I'm gonna put a petition for Miyazaki to please add a Inquisitor class, which is gonna be a Dex Faith build or a Faith Dex build. Da, 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 da. Anyway, I don't want to start a new character. I got too many characters. All right, let's play Gregor a little bit. See what he's up to. Osumai. Oh, you're using one whiteboard to draw Osumai. Man, I don't know what that is. I assume it's some Japanese thing because it's an eye. An eye at the end, like samurai, like nani, hentai, stuff like that. Gregor. Oh, does he? You think we can defeat Albrecht with Gregor? I don't know if I can. Oh, arcane quality build? Oh, nice. Okay. See, okay, let's see what Gregor's build is. I think, okay, before I look, if I remember correctly, he was going to be an arcane strength build. Nope, he's an arcane dex build. Okay, arcane dex. Right? Yeah, because I wanted him to be a bleed. And yeah, arcane dex build. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do with against what's his face. I wasn't going to use any incantations on him or spells or anything. You'd have to item up. Nice. Oop. Oh no. He's so fast. Got him. First try. Good job, Gregor. You said she was Conan the Barbarian. Oh, the one that had the similar lore or background. He's a second gen Tarnish. I would agree with your assessment there. Let's get this weapon over here. Bum bum bum. All right, let's see. What's he got unlocked in the map? Oh, he's got nothing. He's so fresh and nubile. He hasn't done anything. Does he have a torch? I gotta have a torch before I do anything. He doesn't have a torch. He has all these weapons I gave him. Okay. Let's go buy him a torch so he can see. He needs a torch. Limgrave. Or is it Limvale? At one time when Night Rain first came out, I thought that Limgrave original name was Limvale, and only became Limgrave because of Godric and the tarnish that show up here, and he would kill them. So it got the nickname stuck, or transcended Godric's what is that? His reputation. And so we know Limgrave as a play on words, I guess, because of Godric the Grafted.
Wait, well, you're back.
Man, he's broke. He ain't got no money, man.
Goodbye.
Man. Limbo of the Graves. Oh, you know what? Yeah. How low can you go? As low as Godric, the lowliest of all the demigods. Let's see if we can kill this guy. I'm out of stamina. Hold on. Dun dun dun. He's coming for me. What a swipe. He's coming around. Oop. Swipe again. Come on, bleed. I dropped my controller earlier. Now the button doesn't feel bouncy. It doesn't bounce back. Oop, there we go. Oh no. There we go. Oh no. We're gonna heal up just cause. Come on, bleed. That point. There we go. Good hit there. Ooh, got him again. There we go. One more. One more. This one's for Queen America on her birthday. Ooh. He did. He did. Since 2021. Man. Okay, so it took me I could never beat this guy first, coming right out of the starting area. Right? My son came over one day back when I started playing this game really aggressively. Hey, hi Joy Toy. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas. So my son came over and the first time playing, and he makes a confessor or something, or maybe a wretch, whichever it was. And he proceeds, well, how old is he? He was like 15, 14, 15? 14, 15. He's one of those. Anyways, he proceeds to kill the tree sentinel right out of the bat. First thing, I'm like, son, you can't kill him. He's too hard. And then he did it. And I was like, man, this is how I know. He's the future. I'm the past at this age. Hey Nick, I have this friend in Canada. His favorite saying when we used to game and like play. What games? What was it? We played. I think it was Overwatch or whatever. Yeah, we played Overwatch with a couple friends, and he was really good. And he'd be like, "I'm the future," or "The future is now." I think it was his favorite saying because he was like 19 at the time, and we had met like in another video game, and so we were playing on Discord, and he was like, "Man," when he found out that I was old, he was like, "Man, you're old," and he was like, "The future's now." That was his favorite saying too, and it was always so funny because he was really good at video games, and he was like, "The future's now." Exactly. That's exactly what he said. Is that you, Nick? Because that was his name. Well, it wasn't Nick, but it was close to it. I think I think it does come with age because like when I was younger, man, I used to be really good at the Twitch games, man, but not anymore. Now I'm more methodical. Whoop! See that? I can't even like hit a guy standing still. Oh, from Malcolm in the Middle? Maybe that's where you got it from. The president is now. No, Jackal, that's not what he, man. You got to think metaphorically, I think. A little cocky young man who knew everything, right? We're all there once. All right, let's go see if the dragon's still alive. Is a gill. Oh, I still put up a good fight. I don't lose very often. I tell you what. I was playing earlier when I got off work. I was talking about sweeping the floor. I was doing some PvP on the Golden Inquisitor, and man, I got 2 stalemates, which was pretty awesome. I've never seen that. We killed each other at the same time. One person was, I guess, already killed a Geel. Yeah. One person, I was trying to use the fist weapons, and then I was trying to use like other weapons I normally I don't use that you don't see. No power stance weapons, no high iframe weapons. Just daggers. I think I was using Erdtree daggers. I think I killed one person. And then I let one person like kill me because they were like really laggy, and I was like thinking, man, are they manipulating the you know, using a lag switch or whatever? So I'm like, I don't want to get hacked. Been hacked on PC one too many times. They put you in a loop and all your game files all corrupt. The Night Rain River. Oh, Finger Nigiris. Oh, look, Bloody Finger. That means Veronica and Gregor may have known this guy. They probably did. Ooh. They're out to kill him for abandoning their duty.
The Bloody Finger.
Oh no. I know Yura too. They're gonna pretend not to know Yura. Where is Yura? Did Yura die? Yura didn't make it. Goodbye, Nigiris. Second gen Tarnish also? Like, where'd you... Like, he was just here. Come on, you didn't come help me?
Ah, we meet again.
Oh, God.
To have fought Nereus and lived.
Narius, sorry.
You must have seen your share of battle. I am Yura. As you might recall, Hunter of Bloody Fingers. tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots who stalk their own. If you stay the path, you're certain to face more of them. Just remember,
Jackal. That's a good picture.
no kinship with their ilk remains.
He sounds like he smokes since childhood. Yeah,
Their madness precludes it.
Jackal.
Don't let your emotions
Okay.
stay your blade. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again. If fate.
His feet. All right. Let's go see. Would this guy, would he kill Patches? I wonder. You know, I sometimes when I think of Gregor, right? I think of him like you know what was the name of the antagonist in or one the main antagonist in No Country for Old Men? The killer. He doesn't hunt recusants. Yura? He's a he hunts bloody fingers. Unless I'm missing something. Pop, pop. Patches is a recusant. No, I mean, would Gregor kill Patches? If he was, he would. I think he would do like he'd flip the coin, right, and decide if he'd kill Patches or not. Hey Google, flip a coin. Heads if it lands heads, we'll kill Patches. Oh, it landed heads. Yeah, he would. He's crazy like that. He's tired of being somebody's tool. He's lost his faith in his God. In the order.
Well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance.
To hell with the
Cough up your
gods.
coin. All of it. Wait, please. I surrender. White flag and all. Oh, for Pete's sake, I concede.
Wait.
No one likes a bull-headed brute, you know.
Oh my God. Kill him. There we go.
Well, it was bound to happen someday. What
Go
a
back to Dark
shit
Souls.
show.
What a shit show. I don't remember him saying that, but that's funny. Let's see. What else is out here in Limgrave? You know, in my opinion, in the base vanilla game, Limgrave is filled with the most stuff to do in such proximity. And I think the second most would be, no, it would be Liurnia. Look, a piece of fair Missoula. It is one of the best areas, boss. It's in the top 7. Top 7, I think. see. Is there any Markwater catacombs? Wait, did I get a spear? I got a spear, right? This guy. Ooh, magical. Did you see that? Man. They were trying really hard to hit me. Oh, trap. Oh, ooh. Back up. I was shot in the back. Josh, I love you. I love you too, man. In a platonic way, if that's the correct way. Probiotic way. Oh, don't distract me with your big fancy words. There you go. Okay. Love from an inquisitorial way. Yes. All right, let's see. Please be. Oh God. All right. Do I got the goon squad? No, don't. Okay. Oh, he's like Godfrey. Oh, I thought he was gonna throw me outside the ring. That would have been awesome. Run. Oh no. I got wind. I did. He choked me like it was a Saturday night, man. You don't know it's Christmas. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's get rid of this. He needs to put on his helmet. Let's see. Do we have any other power-ups? Nothing. We got the one. Did I give him any other? What's this? Oh, what's this one? We'll raise this one just in case. All right, here we go. He's looking through the helmet with his one good eye. Oh God. You face the flames of the Inquisition. Gregor, you need to dodge. There you go. Got him. Oh no. Those guys were waiting at the door? What the hell? Where's the other one? Dodge. Let's dodge. Dodge. Hadouken. All right, let's get into a little bit of lore crafting real quick right here. Bum bum bum. So we see the roots, right? As you can see, there's two different sets of roots. Meaning what, class? Meaning what? Jackal. Wow. The Inquisitors. They know their stuff. Yes. Yes, this is true. When I write my lore book one day, 10 years from now. Yes, that's gonna be it. Two different trees. The Great Tree and the Erd Tree. So these smaller roots are definitely connected to this because they similar in color. And the older dead roots, these bigger ones, are definitely the Great Tree. Good lore crafting there. Man, y'all are good. Y'all are good. Y'all are doing good on a Christmas Eve. Man. Boss sauce. But it's not connected anymore. That's why it is called Mud Water Catacombs. Murk Water Catacombs. The stagnation of water. Spiritual flow. The connection. I never considered that. That's something to consider. The Puerto Rican Christmas food gave you power? Simon Limon. Hey, man. What kind of Christmas food do y'all have in Puerto Rico? Do y'all make tamales like we do? Oh, my heritage from Mexico. But I'm Texan full blood. I'm like third generation, fourth, fifth, sixth generation Texan. Texican. On my mother's side. My mother's side, Texas. They've been here in Texas since the border moved. On my dad's side, they're from Baja California. To fight a bear? Alright. Since you asked nicely, Jackal. Does she want me to fight a great bear or one of these regular bears? And I would. What's she got against bears? a great bear. All right. Tell her that this one's a great bear. This one's old man great bear. She knows the difference? Oh, dang. Okay. All right. Let me go. Okay, okay. Let me go find a room bear. Oh god. Oh god. It's not a retreat. It's a tactical, tactical assessment or whatever. All right. Oh, the guy that turns into a bear. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Okay. The mimic. We'll go kill him. Oh, Gregor. He's got the taste for blood now. You know what? I might get... Oh, no. What if I make the lore now that he's like killing these bears? He wants to start... Like his sister started dragon communion. He wants to do bear communion now. And wear the bear pelts and stuff. And then I'd have to kick him out of the Inquisition. For his blaspheming. Well, it's a Wednesday. I mean, it's all good. Oh, really? Riddick. That reminds me of Riddick. All right, there he is. Okay. He needed a warm up. All right, we're out of fire. We're gonna we'll call the wolves. We'll drink that. All right. Geronimo. Bah! Killed it. One shot. Ooh. Ah. Gregor, you have to kill it. The Inquisition's honor is on the line. Oh, I don't have to. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I thought that was a cliff. No. My dogs. Get over here, you bum. They're really a horseman too. Yeah, it is a horseman. He did. All right. Think with. There you go. Congratulations. The bear is dead. So is this poor bastard. He deserved to die. He was going to be a candidate for the Inquisition, but he decided to turn his back on us. The Inquisition prevails. Boss, you haven't done any other original character but my leper Solaire. Oh, man. I love making characters. I love making characters and like making backstories. I always try to make them grounded. They're just like I really like I don't know if y'all ever played Final Fantasy 14. I had a Final Fantasy 14. I wrote I have I think 19 or 21 fan fictions that I wrote about my Final Fantasy 14 characters. and my friends that also play. I wrote, man, I have like this entire saga, and I'm almost tempted to start writing about Elden Ring, but it's so, there's so much detail that you have to like make. I would go crazy trying to keep the lore and detail all together. All right, let's see. Gregor. All right, let's give Gregor a break. He's sleepy. Let's switch over. Let's switch over to his sister, Veronica. Oh man, I lost internet service. Okay, interesting. Login. Let's try again. Login. All right, hold on. The screen might go black. I might need to reset my game. All right, but anyways, I've been trying to write a D&D cipher system campaign inspired by Elden Ring, but it's harder than it looks. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Offline episode. No, it's so lonely. That reminds me of the 80s and the 90s when there was no internet to play video games that much. Oh, man. If my game would restart, that would be nice. I think it's getting time for a new PC. Night Rain is also offline. Is it? Oh, man. Thank you, one to the Thalic for the heads up. Maybe they're getting DDS attack or DDoS attack or whatever it's called. I know 14 usually gets those a lot. Maintenance. Well, they need to hurry up. The Tarnished edition? Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that be great? They drop it for Christmas. Wouldn't that be amazing? Miyazaki was like, I am a benevolent God. Here is the Tarnished edition. And the secret DLC number 2. Oh, no, I guess it's down. Yeah. Still trying to log in. My internet should be faster than this. Nope. Yeah, it's still trying to log in. La 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 la. He's a cruel poison swampy god. He's multifaceted like the greater will. Man. What an amazing stream. What an amazing stream. This is really going to help out the channel, y'all. If I can't log in, if it's stuck right here, does that mean I'm like literally stuck at the screen? I can't get past the screen. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, here we go. Okay, well, we'll just have to do offline mode. That's okay. Veronica doesn't need help. She's a sassy Dragon Communion. See those eyes? That means she doesn't care about you. She don't care about your feelings. See? Takes hours to figure out how to make their faces look somewhat normal instead of like You know, because there's been times where I make a face and it looks real nice, and then it's like flat. Looks like they landed face first on the ground. But luckily, there's like websites or not websites, yeah, websites that help out. Thank goodness. All right, let's see what does she have. Man, she doesn't have much either. All right. For her, let's take her to the Weeping Peninsula. Let's take her there. Oh, you know what I was thinking about? What was at work today? Okay, first I was thinking about like if I could ever like convince Miyazaki to put like an Inquisitor faction or something like that in the game one day. Probably not. But if it got famous enough, probably. And then I started thinking, do you think that in the Elden Ring movie they're gonna put what's his name in it? What's that guy? Let Me Solar Her, like a cameo, or a nod to, how famous he got. Boss who owned the Stormlord and the Castle Morn clan? That's a good question. The Gold Road. Oh wait, hold on. Let me double check what I just read. We can talk about who owned Limgrave before the Stormlord and Castle Morn clan. That's a good question. You think Castle Morn is a clan? I think the Stormlord was a vessel of Placidus Sax, and Castle Morn was in service to the Stormlord. Wait, does this oh, okay. Okay, I was gonna say, does this bridge have? No, it doesn't have gold road tiles. So this bridge existed before that. Good Inquisitor. Oh, I'll make sure we get all the Inquisitors in the little NPCs everywhere. Imagine just imagine like there's an NPC camp, and there's just a bunch of us standing here. But none of us can see Grace, so it'll be a fire. Or none of my characters can see Grace. In my fiction. Okay, this is gold road tiles here. So the bridge existed before the gold road, or yeah, existed before the gold road, and then they brought the gold road to the bridge. What makes you think that Castle Morn is a clan? I'm having trouble with that one piece.
Hello? Is somebody there?
It's an
Might I
island.
bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father
I'll have to get
secreted
it.
me out the castle,
I don't remember
but
it.
decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander,
Irina.
I
Oh, Irina.
fear for father's life. The servants are full wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father? At the castle, my sole wish is that he escape, even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe.
Okay, Irina.
Thank you,
I will take it.
dearly. Then please, take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
Have you ever killed Irina? I know somebody who has. Wasn't me. On accident once? Oh, you scoundrel. We'll kill that. Let's see if we can kill these guys all in. Let's target him. All right, here we go. Oh, the fire doesn't go that far? Well, dang. I was drinking and exploding. Tragic, bro. Tragic. Tragic, man. All right, let's go. Let's go speed run Castle Morn real quick. I want to see what that sword says. No, I'm curious. Get the map. Oh, we got to get the what's it? Earth seed? Or golden seed? The golden seed for the Golden Inquisition. Though we wear red, because there's not really any good capes that are gold, and red is my favorite color. La 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 la. I do believe that the original owners of Stormvale could be the race of the Guardians from Night Rain. Man, I'm gonna have to play Night Rain one day. Like really pay attention to it. Maybe not. I'm gonna trust you. I don't. If you could explain what the Guardians are, what do you mean? Like the cutting grafted tribe? The bird people. Oh, okay. Aren't they called the pinion folk? Yeah, the pinion folk, yeah. That man, that I kind of wish they didn't add that type of race to the game, because now it's a little bit too fantastical. It almost is. Because are they gonna add like cat people, talking lizard people, that are like, you know? Oh, I hope they don't go more into that direction. One talking bird race is enough. You're gonna have like talking dog people. An elf race, maybe demi-humans, but they're not like they're demi-humans. Look at them, or these are misbegottens, but still, they're not like an animal thing. Yes, I'll drive the lawn at birds, because snake people are cool, man. You never were you not a fan of like Cobra in G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander, Cobra Law, all those? I mean, I'm biased, I guess. Cobra Commander was like an awesome character. I liked him. I liked his outfit. Wait, so are you drawing a connection that the Pinion folk could have been snakes at one point? Is that what you're saying? Because if you say that, if that's what you believe, you know what? I'll accept it. That the snakes became birds. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to draw the line at the birds, but after the birds, no more. I don't mind disfigured, whatever, misbegottens and stuff, trolls and goblins and things, but then it's going to start turning into like World of Warcraft, or I don't know. You know? Oh man, Jackal, that's a good point. You're starting to insect people. Yeah, insect people. I don't know. Insect people. I don't know. Yeah, like a whole kingdom of insect people where they're like smart and they talk and keep it. Okay. All right. Let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. I would have preferred it if the Pinion folk didn't speak English or speak a language we understand. I would have preferred it if they were not human in spirit, like the misbegottens and the demi-humans. We don't know what they're saying. We don't know their motives. It would have been more mysterious and fit better in the lore if they kept an animalistic to a point that we don't understand what they're saying. You know? That's all I'm saying. Because now you're gonna have it leaves the book open to, like, I don't know. Into like a high fantasy instead of dark fantasy. I like dark fantasy. And it's kind of, and I have the same complaint about Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if y'all have ever played it, but one thing I don't like about Final Fantasy 14 is that they added like cyber cities and a whole bunch of cyber mechs and you know, it's not like fantasy, it's like cyberpunk now. I like the theme to continue, you know? Yeah, you would. You would be able to compare him to Chewbacca completely, because Chewbacca doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak a human language. Now, if the Pinion guy, the Guardian, would like speak like tweet, 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 but the menial would understand, but we wouldn't, or we could, but we did it like Han Solo, where we only understood what the Guardian was saying from our reply. I think that would have been cool. Saucer, don't make too much sense, please. You- don't fight me with logic so much. No, Nick, I understand like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 6, and other things had magic tech, and it was kind of steampunkish, right? But when you start Final Fantasy 14, it's you don't really see any of that until the late game, and then it's okay. Well, now they're introducing magic tech. You got the magic tech stuff from Final Fantasy 6, but now it's like, have you seen? They have a whole cyber city. I mean, it's like 21st, 41st century stuff. It's really silly. Yeah, Princess Leia doesn't, though. I don't think she understands what R2 is saying. Unless she does. I may misread. I may not be remembering that correctly. Oh, okay. Nick knows. Nick, you know. You know what I'm saying. Merry Christmas, Slope. Ho, ho, ho. You know what? Okay, talking about technology, right? You know what I do love about Elden Ring? One thing about their technology, that they were on the cuspice of like developing guns, but since the world failed, they never developed guns. Did y'all ever pick that up? Yes. Yeah, that's the one that says that they brought it to the battlefield, but nobody knew how to use it. Imagine if Miyazaki and FromSoft continue to make like these parallel universes from like points in the game. Imagine if they made a parallel universe game where they did develop guns and it was like Elden Ring 21st century or 23rd century, and you had like laser guns and stuff like that. Or what if it was like a colonial thing where you had muskets or even like a Western type? That would be Elden Ring, the Wild West. Wait a minute. Whoa. Whoa. Like Armored Core? Is Patches in Armored Core? Because if he is, then it would be hard as hell, though. Because one shot would definitely kill you. Or cause bleeding unless you found a way to heal. Alright, so I know he was in the other Armored Cores, right? But that's crazy. So Patches is like, what if Patches? Do y'all know Star Trek? You know in Star Trek there's the beings called Q. What if Patches is like Q? He's just this godlike being that can just like, you know, walk the timelines. Jackal, you know Q? Man, dang, dude. Q's pretty awesome. So did I. Man, the next generation was the best. I watched Deep Space Nine, but I didn't think it was as good as Next Generation. And I also watched Voyager, and I didn't think it definitely was not as good as, except for 7 of 9, but otherwise it wasn't as good as Generations. Generation was like a true drama. It was like amazing. Because you had the whole love triangle, or it was the entire love drama. Because you had Riker and Diana, and then you had Captain Picard with what was her name, and the medical the doctor, Doctor Crusher, and then yeah, and then you had Data. He was awesome, and then you had Worf. And you know, it was awesome when he took over, because what's her name got killed. I was like, no, not her. Oh God, I'm not paying attention. Sorry.
As Lord of this castle, I will stand for it no longer.
All right, I'm sorry. Oh. Veronica, you beast. Leslie Crusher. Yeah, there you go. Dark Souls 9 had some cool points of view. Oh, Deep Space 9. Sorry. Yeah, Deep Space Nine was. It ended like in a big cliffhanger, right? Because it was like the whole war was about to kick off with I forget what they were, but it just ended. And then they never went. I don't think they ever continued. They started making prequels. I'm like, come on, you had the whole war that they were leading up to between the Federation and I forget who it was. But now all we get is prequels, and I'm so sick of prequels. If I could go back in time and tell George Lucas, hey, do not make prequels, because you will ruin sci-fi storytelling, fiction storytelling for the rest of us. Because everybody's going to get prequels. Everybody's going to want to do it. And the Star Wars prequels weren't that good. Heck, man, Elden Ring's a prequel. Or just make the Phantom Menace a 9-hour movie covering the prequel. Yeah. Or get him going on like a Star Wars TV show on HBO, you know? Go back in time, tell the guys from Game of Thrones not to screw up the last season, or the last 2 seasons really, or especially the last season, and be like, hey, your careers are gonna die after y'all do this, so please don't do that. Make it good, and your careers will be different. Let's see. Yeah, I would definitely fix stuff like that. Oh man, because I don't know if anybody watched Game of Thrones. That last season was horrible. And I didn't want to admit it, but it was. Dang. Bankrupt Disney. But Disney had if I did that, I wouldn't be able to go see like The Lion King, the original Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, what was that? Mulan. Back when Disney was good. You know? I'm not. The price is too high, sir. It's too high. Because the let me tell you why it's too high for me. Because before my parents divorced, my dad took me to go see The Lion King. Or no, just after they divorced. And the last time that I saw him for like 20 years. So for 20 years, The Lion King was the last memory of he and I. And he was asleep in that movie because he was a construction worker. He was just tired. But he took me to go see that movie. And then that was the last time I saw him for like 20 years. So I was a grown man and reconnected with him. I think they rushed Game of Thrones because they offered the Star Wars because yeah, exactly, boss. They did. And man, Game of Thrones should have had a better ending. Jaime shouldn't have gone back to what's her face, Cersei. He should have stayed with Brienne of Tarth and been happy. I'm like, who's writing this garbage? That's one of my number one complaints. I saw Hercules when it came out for the first time. It was the first movie I saw in theaters making a sacrifice too. Dang, dude. Jackal, you're that young, bro? Well, if you're making a sacrifice, I'll sacrifice too. The Inquisitors stay together. Cast a spell. Oh, no. Oh, no, come on. Save the jellyfish. Oh, dang. Oh, well. Thank you, Jelly. Veronica, if you die, your brother's gonna be sad. Oh. Ouch. Veronica, what'd I say? Oh, with the backswing? Come on. Kill him. He dead. Give me the points. Nope. Dang. That is the Tombstone from your theory. And that's also a good movie. Tombstone. We won't tell Gregor that his sister died. Baseball swing. I'm picking this up. There we go. Jingle spirit bells. Yes, I summoned Santa. All right, let's see what this says. I had to read. I had to come get this because boss was talking about it. I think, right? The story of Castle Morn A revenger's weapon, it is buried with oceans of anger and regret. One of the legendary armaments, a lone surviving champion from a country now vanished, was so determined to continue fighting that he claimed the swords of an entire clan of warriors. And you think that's Castle the Morns? Wouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't it be this champion was blank Morn and the people that own this sword, or the people that own the swords that make up this sword, was another clan that he killed? Does that make sense? Or perhaps this sword let's see. The storied sword of Castle Morn. Excuse me. Let's see. A revenger's weapon. It is buried with oceans of anger. It is buried with oceans of anger and regret. A lone surviving champion from a country now vanished. Okay, so a champion from a country now vanished was so determined to continue fighting that he claimed the swords of, well, it says right here, of an entire clan, right? So if it was going to be his own clan, wouldn't it say of his clan, or claim the swords of his brethren, or of his clan, his fallen clan, or something to say that it was his comrades, right? To me, this suggests to me, the way I look at it, that whoever killed the lone surviving champion's clan or whatever, he got his revenge. And as he got his revenge, he melded the swords to this sword or whatever, the blades to that sword. Okay, man, Merry Christmas. Thank you. It is grafting. Just like the Shadowlands. Yeah, you call it welding when it comes to metal. Or melding. They melded. Melded. Welding. Welded. Something like that. We bought a welder at work. So now I got to practice again. I haven't welded in like since I was in my 20s. Ugh, I'm going to go blind now. Let's see. From the... boss. That's kind of a leap for me, bro. Bruh. From this sword, Godric's forefathers got the graft. Oh, okay. I misread what you said. No, I'm still gonna say that's a little bit of a leap, boss. Because what you said, from this sword, Godric's forefathers got the grafting idea. I would say Godric's forefathers and everybody, them being descendants of the Newman race, or yeah, I would think that they know like their ability. They know why, they were being jarred up and stuff like that. I think it's something they inherently would know or pass down. Came in. Well, I don't know who it was before, but it was probably someone. Well, to the Stormlord, maybe. I'm pretty fuzzy on the Stormlord stuff. Jackal's a welder, technically. Good job, man. Wear your shroud so you don't go blind. In Stormwell, do we have any idea who the guy with the branch is? A statue in the throne. You're talking about the guy who has the little bud, right? Murdoch, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hello, welcome. A slope. Here we go. I haven't read the Game of Thrones, but I don't think there's any equivalent to that there. Miyazaki's word focus. Hold on, reread what slope wrote. Let me see. I haven't read the Game of Thrones, but I don't think there's any equivalence to that either. Miyazaki's lore focused on extreme combat to gain godlike power, but Game of Thrones doesn't. Okay, slope, but the basic thing is there of somebody without power wanting power and gaining it, right? Because you have that with Daenerys, you have that with the Starks, you have that with pretty much a lot of the characters are so powerless that throughout the series they are hungry for power so they can stop being victims of other people's power, like what's their name, like the Cersei's family and all of them, the Dorns and everything. It's about the weak wanting power but not knowing how to handle it. That's kind of the story of Elden Ring, especially Godric, because he's weak, his blood is corrupted, it's more normal. He's just a honky tonky or whatever. What's he call him? A bumpkin, country bumpkin, right? And he wants power, so he starts grafting and stuff like that. He starts taking doing what he can to get power. There's parallels, I think, throughout both stories. Okay, let's see what boss says here. Weren't they descendants from Godfrey in America? So, well, yeah, but you still tell your kids stuff. Your kids ask questions, about their heritage, And if they have special abilities like their mother has, sure they would have. She would tell them, hey, you have this power. Slope, I agree with you that it's a little self-contained story, kind of like The Champion. Welcome back, Spiral. Merry Christmas to you, too. Hope you have a great one, man. Slope, I mean, there's a lot of politics in the game, too. There's a lot of politics and a lot of religion. There's more religion in this game than I think there was in any other game. And political power with religion backed up, that's very medieval. I think that's one of the things that I find intriguing about the game. Murdoch just joined the Discord. Hey, Murdoch, thank you for joining the Discord, man. Anyways, yeah. All right, so Boss had a theory on the Discord about this. The fingerprints. Is it interesting? This thing. The stone hole. Boss, when next time we do a call-in show, you're gonna have to educate us on this, I think. Those are Erdtree jars? Elden Ring is both George and Michael. Oh, Miyazaki's. Michael Zaki's story as both ways of storytelling is valid. Boss, I agree. I agree. But one thing, is that death root growing here? Is this the beginning of death root growing on this tree? It's starting to split there. Like an eyeball will pop out of there like one of Godric's eyes. Not Godric's, Godwin's. Does it bleed? No. There was a YouTube video that claimed that Godfrey never left, that he was nailed to this tree or something like that. I'm like, that can't be. That can't be, because then that would make this the Badlands. Murdoch, yes, technically, George Martin wrote up to the Shattering. He wrote all the mythos and stuff like that, the legends, the societies and stuff. And then Miyazaki took all of that and made the world as we see it now. He took that as a jumping point for the world. And in certain interviews that George R. R. Martin says that, I think it was one of them, he was saying that he was surprised to see what he had done with his characters, because apparently all the characters are now like grotesque looking and stuff like that, and that's not what he had. I guess they were all like human like before, and to see how Miyazaki and the team twisted them into what we have now, yeah, he found it fascinating, and I would too. Why is everyone dead? Yeah. Oh, you know what? That is a spiral. And I believe the spiral is the Golden Order not seeing that the world, that all power and everything is a spiral. I think that is the flaw of the Golden Order. Nick, that may be right, Nick. I think you might be right. Shit. Anyways. You know what? The one thing I wish they would have added to Night Rain, the pus of man from Dark Souls 3. I always found it fascinating, and we never got any like real information about what it was and why it happened. All right, let's give Veronica a break. Veronica, time to head back to camp. Let's pull out Albedo. No, I don't think anybody's disrespecting Miyazaki or anything, or not giving him the credit that he deserves. Miyazaki is in the in the end, Miyazaki is the main guy, right? Because George R. R. Martin says himself that, you know, Miyazaki and the team came to him with prompts of what to write, and George R. R. Martin took that and built the world on it, and then Miyazaki took what George R. R. Martin made and, you know, built the video game on it. So I like her to have this big old hat because it's silly. Oh, I've gone all the way up here. Right, Nick. Nick, you're right. Because if you look at it, and you can tell the difference between a seasoned professional writer building a world that is Elden Ring, right? Versus, you know, what the team had done, the FromSoft team had done in Dark Souls 3. The world of Elden Ring just feels so much more fuller, real, and grounded compared to the Dark Souls series, which didn't have a professional writer or author working on it, right? And you can tell the difference, and when it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Octopus head, yeah. I wonder if whose helmet is this? Salazar's? Yeah, Salazar. Look me, hablo español. Salsa's hood. I wonder if he had like long hair, and he kept it like a man bun, or did he just have like a big brain? He was like the head from MTV, the head TV show. Big hood salsa. Salsa Mega Mind. She's like, I'm gonna take you to shul. Let's go pick up some spells. I also like that this is now the only mechanical thing in the game. And apparently, and I like that it was, knowing how to make those was lost. If there was too much more of the steampunk, that type of stuff, I don't think the game would be as interesting to me. But like I said, it being on the cuspis of a industrial revolution, I think that was a pretty cool world building piece there. Oh, the spell I want's over here. Let's see. There we go. Briar of Sins. All right, let's see what's Nick's got to say. You know, I was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the way stands work and how they are from space kind of makes me wonder if there's some similarity to Shadowbound beasts or spirits. Well, Nick, I've never seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I have no idea. Oh, okay. I knew there was somebody coming up. They're physically manifested of your soul, manifestations of your soul. Huh. Well, I think my son watched it. I'll have to ask him. Flame cleanse me. That's a necessity. Wait, don't I have a... I do have a casting sword. I knew I did. Calistral, welcome. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas. Calistral. We're talking anime, Calistral. We're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You know, Shiraz is on Godfrey. That is how characters in JoJo Bizarre in JoJo's, but their stand is also them. Interesting. Huh. I'll have to Wikipedia it or something. No problem, no problem. I still got to... I get free electricity after 8, so I'll start my washer and dryer and dishwasher after 8. After stream. She's the judge. The judge inquisitor. I'm still waiting on Calistral to make her character bio for the original character stuff. I'm interested to see because believe it or not, Calistral's a good writer. She's got a good imagination. All right, let's see. Where are we gonna go? You know what? Let's go into the swamp, shall we? We'll take the hood off because it's getting hot. Man, tomorrow's Christmas too. Christmas time in the swamp. Is this a swamp? Would this be considered a swamp? I think so. Or is this a bog? The bog of eternal stench. Wetlands? Yeah. That could work too. There we go. That's reaching. Get over there. Oh. Okay, here's an interesting question. So with what we know about the scholar from Night Rain being an Abenort now, right? And his quest, his story in that thing is he was supposed to find the cure for the Abenorts. With these Abenorts here, wouldn't the cure already have been found about the legs fading and them dying if their legs completely fade away? Let me know. Maybe that should be the question of the week next week. Merely exist. Maybe he failed. Well, we know he never found the Well, I mean, spoilers, I guess. He never found the cure. He found something else. Oh, kind of like the dreg heap at the end of Dark Souls 3, or the lands in Dark Souls, or everything in Dark Souls 3, really. You know what? I had thought of that once. Maybe I did. I had once considered it. I'll say that. I had once considered it, but I don't think it works, simply because of the gold road. That it's connected. It connects too well for it to be disjointed like that, for the land to be disjointed, if it was going to be. Because if the land was going to be disjointed, then the gold road would have like different levels of decay in it, right? Maybe the Toad Arbor are his cure. Oh, maybe, yeah, if he's from like the past, because the Night Rain, everybody's pulled from different points in history. Boss, dang, dude, you're really Inquisition over there, man. Came in yet? Yeah, there are different. There are different. Blah. They are different generations, but depending on the generations, they appear to have fixed the problem, because I think the Toad Abonorks are the second generation. The Shadowlands are definitely piecemealed together. That's why they're so vertical. The Shadowlands are kind of like a parallel to grafting, just like the sword, just like Godric. I wanted to Inquisition. I'm glad you did, man. Nobody expects the Inquisition. You think the Shadowlands are more natural than here, Nick? Oh man, tell me. I want to hear. Why? What makes you think that? Nor the Spanish Inquisition. They actually have terrain? Nick, what? I'm not understanding. Wait, Nick, 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 Nick. What is that? That's a mountain. That's cliffs. That's a swamp. That's a drop off. Cliff, a hill. Nick. Well, I don't understand what you mean, then. I don't know. I mean, Nick. Come on. Because the shadow. Look over here. We're at sea level. The Weeping Peninsula starts off at sea level. Right? You're at sea level in the Weeping Peninsula. And as you progress through the game, man, it continues vertically, all the way up to the mountain, top of the giants. And from Weeping Peninsula, it goes down into the forest here. Then it scales back up, and then you get into the swamps. And unless you're meaning something else and I'm not understanding, I only have a high school education. Please, you have to. Take me on this journey that you see. By flat, you mean how you traverse? Bro, I still don't understand. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I don't understand. Does somebody help me understand? Tell me in the Discord after we get off or something. I just maybe I'm not getting it. The Shadowlands is super complicated in getting around its geography. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Yes, it's very vertical, and that makes me think that because it's very vertical, the land was just dropped on top of it. Boom, 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 and that's why nothing seems to work correctly. It's not a natural formation. You know what I mean? It's I don't know if you have fire ant piles where you live, right? But when you know, as a kid, you grab a shovel, take a fire ant pile, dig it up, and go drop it on another one, and then you drop another one on top of it, another one on top of it, and watch the ants fight. It's kind of like that, the Shadowlands, and it doesn't look right because you know the pile breaks but still keeps some of its shape, and it makes like these giant cliffs and stuff for the ants to fight. Poor ants. No, fire ants don't deserve any sympathy. I almost died by fire ants one time, I believe, when I was a kid. And this was before my war against the fire ants. Before humanity's war against the fire ants. Because the fire ants kill everything. They kill vegetation, they kill animals, they kill other ants. Like in Texas, we have these big red ants, and at one point, I believe they've almost wiped them out. The fire ants because fire ants are super aggressive. Our fellow Tarnished right here, the ones that didn't make it off the lanes between. That's why they're going for the ships. They just want to get to safety. Yikes. One time when I was really young, we had gone to the lake, and I didn't realize that I was walking in an ant pile, and the ants covered me from like all the way up to my face, and they were biting me and stuff, and or stinging me really, and it was so bad that I froze, and I remember my mother grabbing me by my little shirt, right? Because I was like maybe 3 or 4. It's traumatic. I remember it that good. That she grabbed me by my shirt and threw me into the lake, like hurled me into the water, and because you know it's faster for her to throw me than to like carry me there, and threw me into the water. And when I popped out of the water, she was already on top of me, like washing the ants off of me, and I was like just covered in these sores, and I had these scars on me for a very long time. But yeah, they almost got me. They did. They started it, and you know what? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's gonna go in my lore book. Instead of war against the ancient dragons, it's the war against the ancient ants. Oh, you know what? Let's go kill ants. We're gonna go down into the depths. Where are the ants? They're not here in the grave. They're up here. It's the Golden Inquisitor's vendetta against the bug folk. One time I was weed eating at work, and I don't know if y'all have the wasps that like make where y'all live. Wasps or I think they're wasps that make their nests in the ground. I was weeding in this shrubbery at work, and the wasp came out of the ground, out of their ground holes or whatever, and one like stung me right in the side of my head. And you know, right there above your ear, there's like no meat pretty much. So it swelled up so painfully because there was like no room for it to swell, and it was just like a pressure against your head. That hurt. That hurt like a. Hi. Wow. Boss, you got hospitalized. Dang. Jacko, how you, man, he was like his final like hoorah got you, man. He went down fighting, didn't he? Dang. He was like, "You ain't taking me alive. I'm fight to the bitter end." Sting you on your foot. Bitch, you on top of your ladder. Man, did you almost fall? Oh, look at these ants. Man, dude, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, I was working on the AC at work too, because you know we have to wear like different hats at work because we got we have a staffing problem, and so we have to wear all these. We have to do like electrician work and all this other stupid stuff that we're not. Anyways, yeah, I've had them sting me working on AC. Your hand was purple. Jesus, dude. Man, I had a neck bite me on the. I had an ant bite me on the neck one time, and it was at work, and we were lifting up a suction hose, and I didn't see that the suction hose was laid into an ant pile. So when my coworker needed help to lift it, so when I lifted up my end, the ants were on the suction hose, and the ant like fell down onto my shirt, and one bit me on the neck, and it was like I started getting scared because I started like starting to struggle to breathe, and he was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" I'm like, "An ant bit me on the neck," and he was like, "Drop the the hose," and he took me back to the office, and he was like gave me some antihistamines or whatever. He's like, if we need to go to the hospital or something like that. I'm like, "No, stop overreacting." He's like, I didn't want to get workman's comp because, if you get on workman's comp, it doesn't look good. You end up not working there very long. Oh, Nick, that is a good analogy there, right? A nice parallel. Queen Marika is like an ant. Marika. I said it like an AI. Queen Marika. Queen. You know what? Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, let's see what Nick has to say here. Removing dust and death made it rot eternal because you should decay, but what do you mean by death decay? We do see because decay and rot. Do you mean rot by scarlet rot, or because decay and rot are synonymous? I think because things rot away, that means they're decaying, right? If we see these guys, or the ones over there at Weeping Peninsula, we see them in the Lindell Capitol. The really decayed, rotted corpses still walking around, and then you have the wandering nobles, and they're like zombies right in between. They're just constantly living. They never have death unless we kill them. But then, do they have death? Well, the ones in Lindell and the ones and definitely the ones down here, they have maggots on them. But I understand what you're saying. They should rot away into nothing, right? Those who live in death. I believe those also are a product of the rune of death being taken away. Because I believe, Nick, even though Inya says that the rune of death goes by two names, Destined Death and the rune of death, right? But I believe the rune of death is they are the same, but one represents the law and one represents the function, right? Or a function towards a certain group. When America removed death, she removed natural death from the world, right? You can still kill people and stuff. They die if you kill them. But naturally, they don't die. They just rot forever and decay forever. But destined death represents, if you take what Miyazaki has said in his interviews to be a truth, he says that destined death represents the fated death of the demigods, not of people, right? So when the rune of death was taken away, destined death was also taken away from the demigods, so they would never die. The fate in their future, the death in their future was plucked out, was taken away, right? So now they would never die, but nor would they ever really rot. Also, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, but a part of me, like I've said before, Nick, a part of me wants to say that destined death is I guess a better way to say it, instead of a great rune, is a mending rune, and I'm kind of leaning towards that because I believe, and I haven't yet found a way to prove it, but I believe that the Glowmite Queen had made destined death the mending rune and applied it to the great rune of death, because she was killing demigods and stuff like that in the great god hunt. So I believe that she had believed or been scorned or whatever so badly that she manifested the rune of destined death or whatever and applied it somehow to the Elden Ring. Because if we look at the information that's given to us, it's contradictory, because she has the rune of death, but at the same time, it's also suggested that Marika already has the Elden Ring. So how can she have both? How can the Elden Ring already be separated if Marika has not shattered the Elden Ring? Unless A, the Elden Ring was already falling apart, B, it was already shattered, C, so whoever was Elden Lord before, or the goddess was already handing out pieces, or D, the Glowmite Queen had manifested the rune of destined death. And I would go with D. But with what we see with the Elden Ring in Farum Azula, if you're a believer that Elden Ring there represents an older version of the Elden Ring, then it would be C, that the Elden Ring, the god of that fled, was already handing out pieces of great runes. It was already being taken apart. And that's why in the Gold Road, that's why in the Erdtree capital, that's why in the Elden Ring, in the Crucible spells are all don't look like the Elden Ring that we see in Farum Azula. So somewhere between Farum Azula and when Marika gets it, or the people of the Crucible get a hold of it, the Elden Ring was already being taken apart, shattered, or was already broken. And yeah. And oh man. Okay, so it's a little bit after 9, but let me, Jackal, since you're bringing up rot, let me just say this last thing about rot, because I was thinking about this at work today. And I think about this game a lot. So I was thinking about this at work today. Rot is really, if you think about it, rot is really powerful. I mean, maybe too powerful maybe more powerful than the Elden Ring, or an antithesis to the Elden Ring, because the great rune that we get from Radon has rot on it. So I don't know. That just blew my mind. I can't seem to reconcile how powerful rot is that it's chewing up an Elden Ring. Not an Elden Ring, or Elden Rune, or part of the Elden Ring. Boss, let's see. America's Prime Elden Ring was just a lesser version. Right. But America's Prime Elden Ring is not Prime Elden Ring. It's Elden Ring Beta compared to what the Alpha Elden Ring of the prehistoric age, before the Erd Tree, and probably before the Crucible. Perhaps the Crucible is another outside godlike force that we see could be represented in what is that? What is that game? Night Rain, with the new Harmonia or whatever. Because if we look at that, they're like a plant. The Crucible was like this type of thing where all things were blended together. The angel creatures blend themselves together and make themselves into some type of creature. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one too. But if the Crucible's old, right? The Crucible's old, but we don't see dragons with blended features either, do we? So perhaps the dragon's prehistoric era was before the Crucible. And since, if you read the Crucible Knight's armor, the Erd Tree, the Crucible, was the primordial form of the Erd Tree. So we know there was an age before the Erd Tree, which means that age was before the Crucible. So the Crucible, so it was the Dragon Era, the Crucible, the Erd Tree, the Golden Order, the Tarnished. Nick, I have no idea. That's a good question, boss. I would say that the Crucible is another outside force, and probably it's probably the force that brought regular life, and I you don't see me doing my quote fingers, human life, blended life to the world. Because imagine if the world was nothing but dragons, and then the Crucible showed up. Wow, crash landed like Biolante from, and then Godzilla, right? And then life started to mutate and look different. And that's how they got the drakes. I don't know. Maybe. Jackal, that's a good concept, but the only pushback I would say is that I believe that the Elden Ring is made by the outer gods, right? So, or by a outer god, or the outer god, meaning the facet of all of them. So maybe that does, to me, that doesn't seem to work, right? Anyways, we can take this to Discord. I am gonna call the stream, call it a night. Relax, chill out. I got work in the morning. You don't see the Crucible being a sentient force? I don't see it being a sentient force, but I do see it as being a force of stuff. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'll be on tomorrow because, it's just me in my apartment. So anybody wants to talk, chit chat, play some Helldivers, I'll be here. Yep. Merry Christmas, everybody, in the morning when y'all wake up. And yeah, I hope you have a great Christmas Eve. Y'all be safe out there. Yeah.